Barcelona enters the international break after the toughest week under Hansi Flick. 2 painful defeats, Lamine Yamal's injury, and an open discussion within the club about the future of the defense. The Ramón Sánchez Pizjuán became a stage of disappointment. A 1-4 loss to Sevilla, mistakes in every line, and questions for which the coach still has no clear answers. Flick remains calm, but he now faces a clear task: to restore control, stability, and find a new defensive backbone. On the horizon are big names: Dayot, Upamecano, and Nico Schlotterbeck. Which of them can truly become part of Flick's Barcelona? And what will happen to the current squad? Let's break it down, from the defeat to the summer transfer plans. Barcelona goes into the break sitting second in the table, but with a heavy aftertaste. At the Ramón Sánchez Pizjuán, Flick's team suffered a 1-4 defeat to Sevilla and played perhaps the weakest match of his tenure. The hosts exposed every weakness: uncertain build-up, defensive breakdowns, and lost duels. To sum up the match briefly, the start was a disaster. Sevilla were quicker in every episode, Barcelona toothless up front and nervous at the back. A controversial VAR penalty. Alexis Sanchez made it 1-0. Then came a series of balls over the top, chances one after another. The score could have been larger by the 30th minute if not for Szczęsny's saves. Sevilla's second goal came from a counterattack. Vargas beat the offside trap and set up Romero, 2-0. Only before halftime did the Catalans show some life. Pedri crossed perfectly. Rashford volleyed it in, 2-1, and a thin thread of hope appeared. After the break, Flick replaced Araujo and Gerard Martin with Eric Garcia and Balde. The structure tightened a bit. Sevilla's counters became rarer. There was a handball shout against Balde. No penalty. Yet Barcelona had a golden chance to equalize. Balde was brought down in the box, but Lewandowski missed from the spot. Roni Bargi had 2 brilliant opportunities, both saved by the goalkeeper. Sevilla punished that wastefulness in the end. In the 90th minute, Carmona slotted in the third, and in stoppage time, Akor Adams made it 4-1. No comeback, only a revelation. After the match came honest self-criticism from the dressing room. Pedri said bluntly, "In the first half, the team didn't understand how to attack or defend. There was a lack of intensity and quality on the ball. They lost duels and often rushed forward without reason. The second half was better, but they never truly found themselves." Hansi Flick, for his part, refused to blame the system. According to him, the issue wasn't tactics or formation, but serious individual mistakes. He praised the fans' reaction in the second half and urged the team to learn lessons from both recent defeats against PSG and Sevilla. He considers the international break timely. Some players will change environment with their national teams. Others will recover from injuries, and upon return, hard work awaits to restore their level and maintain energy until the end of the season. Next comes regrouping and a match against Girona in La Liga. The week was painful, but precisely such setbacks reveal where the team must improve right now: in off-the-ball aggression, transition precision, and composure in decisive moments. After the 1-2 defeat to PSG, a hot story emerged from Spain. Hansi Flick reportedly insisted that Barcelona make Dayot Upamecano their top transfer priority. The source is Fichajes, which claims the German coach sees the Bayern defender as a quick and direct upgrade for the back line. What's the situation? Upamecano is valued at around $50 million. His contract runs until 2026, and according to reports, talks over an extension have stalled, opening a window for potential bidders. From Flick's point of view, the profile fits perfectly: strength, pace, composure under pressure, and Champions League experience. Alongside Pau Cubarsí, such a pairing could lock down the heart of Barcelona's defense for years to come. Reports say Joan Laporta supports the idea, both from a sporting standpoint and as a statement of the project's ambition. However, even if Bayern are open to selling, the key issue remains the salary. For Barca, it's a serious hurdle, and financial maneuvering would be necessary. At the same time, there's talk that next summer the player could be available without a transfer fee. A doubtful claim considering his contract runs until 2026, meaning there's more noise than substance here. Competition is expected. Both Real Madrid and Liverpool are said to be monitoring the situation. In Munich, there are no official decisions yet. but the unease is understandable. We're talking about one of the most reliable center-backs in their squad, and no one wants to lose him without a replacement. Upamecano himself is reportedly open to a move abroad if the project offers stability and real chances for trophies. From Barcelona's perspective, the logic is clear. The match against PSG once again exposed the ceiling of their current defensive line, and Flick wants a physically dominant and tactically intelligent pillar immediately. Not someday, but already for the next major phase. On paper, the puzzle fits. The coach's style, the player's age, his ideal partner, and the need for leadership at the back. But for now, it's just a rumor. There have been no public announcements of club-to-club talks or agreements with the player. If the story develops, the window could open in winter, provided Bayern are genuinely ready to listen to offers and Barça can make room in their wage bill. If not, the saga will move to summer. We'll keep watching for further signals. Munich's stance on renewal, potential Barça sales to stay within salary limits, and any leaks from the player's entourage. For now, it remains a loud but still insider-level story without an official seal. While the name Upamecano dominates talk around Barcelona's defensive rebuild, another line of interest has emerged. A more budget-friendly option that, according to insider reports, fits perfectly into the club's summer strategy. The plan is simple. Barcelona want to reinforce two positions, center-back and striker. The funds won't stretch to both, so one of these pieces must arrive on a free transfer. The logic is clear. Spend big on the forward and bring in a defender as a free agent if possible. Ibrahima Konate and Marc Guehi have already appeared on the radar, but recent weeks have brought a new direction, Nico Schlotterbeck. According to reports from Germany cited by Sport, Barca's interest in the Borussia Dortmund defender has intensified. Schlotterbeck's contract expires next summer, and he has yet to give Dortmund a clear sign of willingness to extend, amid ongoing rumors of interest from top European clubs. In transfer terms, if the pause drags on, Barcelona could have a real chance to get him for free. Why him? Since Íñigo Martínez's move to Al Nassr, Flick has lacked a natural left-footed center-back. He's been forced to shuffle options. Sometimes Pau Cubarsí plays on his weaker side, sometimes Andreas Christensen shifts left. Ideally, the club would like to sign Gonzalo Inacio from Sporting in 2026, but that's an expensive move. A free Schlotterbeck would fill the gap immediately and without hurting the budget. And by profile, he's a player who could already add much-needed reliability. There's also a competitive layer. Sources in Germany report that Bayern Munich are also in the race and have even reached out to the players' camp. Bayern need a defensive reboot after last season's turbulence, and Schlotterbeck, as a left-footed center-back, fits their style. High defensive line, aggressive duels, and quality distribution. The appeal is obvious. Annual title races and deep Champions League runs. That's a hard argument to beat. Barcelona, however, are not stepping aside. The club see Nico as a precise fix for their current defensive weaknesses and believe that their sporting project in La Liga, combined with the club's brand power, can weigh heavily in personal talks. Salary cap limits remain a serious factor, but the free agent format allows flexibility. Funds can be focused on a striker while the defender is bought through a contract rather than a transfer fee. The player's stance remains cautious. Reports say Schlotterbeck wants a project where he can compete for trophies in the short term and play a key role. Dortmund value that, but understand it's difficult to keep a player at the end of his contract, and losing him for free would hurt. Hence, decisive weeks lie ahead. Either renewal or a summer exit with freedom of choice for Nico himself. Putting the puzzle together, Barcelona's situation looks like this. Track A, the heavy option. Upamecano, with a costly package and tough negotiations with Bayern. Track B, Schlotterbeck as a free agent, covering the left-sided role, saving the transfer budget, and betting on his prime years. Against the backdrop of Konate and Guehi rumors, the German currently seems the most realistic and painless deal within the financial limits. Of course, this remains in rumor mode. There are no official confirmations of talks between Barca, Bayern, or the player, and Dortmund publicly aren't lowering their demands. But where there's smoke, there's fire. If the renewal pause continues, January will open the door to pre-contract agreements, and then it'll come down to speed and persuasion. One more nuance. A left-footed center-back comfortable under pressure is a rare commodity. If Barcelona truly plan to allocate their funds toward a striker, the opportunity to sign Schlotterbeck for free is almost the perfect finishing touch to Flick's summer puzzle. Otherwise, they'll have to enter the bidding war with Bayern for another target. And that's a different price tier altogether. So we watch 3 indicators: whether Dortmund sit down for new contract talks, whether leaks about verbal agreements surface, and how far Barça progress in clearing their wage bill for attacking reinforcements next summer. For now, it's a loud yet still insider-level story. If it materializes, Barcelona could secure one side of their defense without financial strain, and keep enough firepower for their new center-forward. Thus, Barcelona enter October caught between crisis and hope. Yamal's injury, defensive collapses, and the disappointment after PSG and Sevilla create a sense of storm. But such moments forge strong teams. Now everything depends on decisions. Who the club bring in next summer. Whether they can restore balance and belief in Flick's project. If Barça truly sign Schlotterbeck or Upamecano, it'll mark a clear statement. A reboot of the defense. For now, a pause. Lessons learned, and calm before the next storm. Tell us in the comments, who fits Flick's style better, Schlotterbeck or Upamecano? And do you believe the team can return to the title race after the international break?